Hello and welcome to Nikolay's genetics lessons, and today we are going to solve following biostatistical problem. In a biochemical experiment, there are three enzymes, enzyme A, enzyme B, and enzyme C, that can catalyze reactions. The probability of different combinations of these enzymes acting together are given. Find the probability that only enzyme C acts in reaction under the given conditions. And here is a description. Relationship between these three enzymes can be best represented with Venn diagram. Here is the Venn diagram with three overlapping circles, and as you see, one circle stands for the enzyme A, another for the enzyme B, and another for the enzyme C. According to the information given, probability that enzyme A acts with or without others is 58%. So let's put this 58 here. I do not put it inside this circle, and you will find later why. Next, probability that the enzyme B acts with or without others, 52%. So let's put 52% here. Next, probability that none of the enzyme act is 0%. In other words, at least one enzyme always acts. So let's put 0% here. But the difference between the 0% here and these percentages shown here, that this 0% belongs to this field. So it belongs to this complement of the circle A, B, and C. So basically belongs to everything outside these three circles. And 58 belong to the circle A, and 52 belong to the circle B. Next, probability that all three enzymes would act together is 7%. So we will put this 7% here in the middle where all three circles overlap. Next, probability that enzymes B and C both acts but not enzyme A is 22%. So let's put 22% here, which would represent this intersection of the circle B and C. Next, probability that enzyme A and C both act but not enzyme B is 20%. So we are talking about this intersection here. So let's put 20% here. And lastly, probability that enzyme A and B both act but not enzyme C is 30%. So we are talking about this intersection of the circle A and B, which represent enzyme A and B. So let's put 30% here. Now take a look. If we know that this intersection of the circle A and B is 30%, and we know that this section is 7%, this gives us information that the second would be 23%. So 30% minus 7, and this would give us 23. Together they would make 30%. Next, 22 minus 7 would give us 15%. So we put 15% here. And together 7 and 15 would give us 22% for this intersection of the circle B and C. And next, this intersection stands for the 20%. So 20 minus 7 would give us 13% for this section. Now we have to fill section A, B, and C, because this 58% stands for the whole circle. But we do not put 58 here, otherwise, as you see, we are going to have more than 100% here, which is not possible. So actually what we are going to do, we know that this, and this part, these three parts, belong to the circle A, as well as this fourth part. So 58 minus 23 minus 7 minus 13 So together they would make 43%. So 58 minus 43 would give us 15% for this section. Now, what about circle B? We know that these sections would stand for 30% here, plus 15, 45. 52 minus 45 would give us 7%. So here we have 7%. And now, don't forget that we have to calculate the probability that only enzyme C acts in this reaction. That means that if we combine all the percentages in all three circles, we should get 100%. And we're missing the only information in this section. So that means that 100% we have to subtract 15, so minus 15%, minus 23%, 23%, minus 7%, 7%, minus this 7%, so minus 7%, minus 13%, minus 13%, and minus 15%, 15%. So this would equal to 20%. So we put 20% here, and this is going to be our answer. And this is all for today. Subscribe and see you in the next video. Goodbye.